One of the significant value propositions of an energy storage asset is as a source of financial hedging for the market as a whole or individual entities. And it's because basically there's a lot of entities in power markets that are short volatility, right? Like if prices are flying all over the place, that's bad for them for all sorts of reasons we can get into. Storage is the opposite of that, right? Like prices flying all over the place is very good for them. And that creates a counterbalance from a financial perspective. And so that was, put on display over the last couple of years as particularly extreme temperature driven fluctuations, whether it's heat waves or cold snaps, have caused huge swings in power markets, have caused blackouts, have caused enormous financial volatility. And so the role that an energy storage project can play as a solution for both physical and financial volatility of the grid changes fairly dramatically if you're talking a 2-hour battery versus a 4-hour battery versus a 8 or 10 or 15-hour battery. Because you do have, right, if you look at examples of, let's use Texas where a lot of storage and renewables exist, right? Summer of 2019, you had a heat wave. Every couple of days in the middle of August, you had 2, 3, 4 hours of incredibly expensive power, $9,000, $8,000, but they were pretty concentrated bursts. And so a 2, 3, 4 hour battery could have solved a lot of that challenge if they had that capacity at that time. That being said, you also have periods where you have sustained long hours and even days of low generation. We had relatively low wind production and solar generation and gas generation in the winter storm earlier this year, also in ERCOT, where long duration storage would have been able to play a much bigger role. And so I think it's again why I find that field so compelling, because they're trying to figure out, there's a lot of problems to solve, but how do you solve those? And how do you solve those in ways that you can finance them on a project finance basis, where you're looking for 10 plus years of security around your revenue model?